What is up? Welcome into the Early Edge powered by SportsLine. I'm your host, Alan Bell. We're going to have a great show lined up for you this Saturday. And you know what? We're not going to waste any time. Let's bring in the stars of the show, get these guys going. Gentlemen, I'll tell you what, give you a little story time here real quick from the AB household last night, all right? We get done with all our administrative work. Laundry's finished. We're ahead for the weekend in terms of work. Fantastic, right? Boise State's covering by 13.5. Life is good. 4 seconds left in the game. Wyoming decides to throw a 74-yard touchdown pass, the longest of their season. And brings us to the point of the day. I will be looking for a new iPhone right after this show. Wow. So that's how, that's where we're at. Boy. That's where we're going. So, fellas, M Squared, how we doing, buddy?
Doing well, and I don't think you're in too bad a shape. I've heard that Bass Pro actually provides a second iPhone for the employees. So I think you're in good shape today.
There we go. Micah, how we doing, buddy?
Doing excellent, man. Ready to roll. Ready to hear the guys' picks, and I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow everything they say today. So I'm looking for that. And Justin's on a roll. Let's do it,
dude. Speaking of that, the machine, man, it's turned on. Jay Smooth, how we doing, buddy?
Good morning, Alan. Yeah, no, great day yesterday. We're just going to keep pushing forward, not try to get too excited. I had a good time last night. I'm not going to lie, but I really thought that you were going to be out there saying that, the fryers were clean, the fish were, cut properly. So I'm glad that you're all right and that your phone's the only casualty today.
Yep, it's the only one. So, yeah, we're going to be looking for a new iPhone. But speaking of yesterday, we did have a great day. The machine is rolling here. Take a look at that. We get our under from the underdog. And we also, Chip Patterson starting off strong with South Florida plus 23.5. So strong day today. And you know what? We're going to let it roll today and tomorrow. We're going to crush it all weekend long. So let's get into our storylines that affect the betting lines for today. Micah, I'm going to start with you. What are you seeing in the world of college football?
Yeah, we're going to go over the initial moves at Circus Sports that opened 11 o'clock last Sunday morning. Georgia Tech +2 to -2 against Boston College. San Antonio 29 to 33.5 against Southern Miss. Clemson 38 to 41 against Connecticut. Houston 22 to 25 at Temple. East Carolina +8 to +5.5 at Memphis, and Kentucky -19 to 21.5 at Vanderbilt. Those were the first moves at Circa.
I love it. I always love that information. You always provide it, and it definitely helps of where we're going, what we want to bet on today. Speaking of numbers, M Squared, you've got your data pulls here, your models for the NBA on today. Break us down. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's a pretty big day in terms of rest. 6 of the 14 teams in action are on the second night of a back-to-back here, including two matchups where both teams are on back-to-back. That's going to be the Grizzlies and Pelicans against each other, and then the Boston Celtics and the Cavaliers. For the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler is still questionable. It's their third game in 4 days on a long road trip here against the Jazz. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves continue this little road trip. Third game in 4 days, second night of a back-to-back. Clippers at home have been at home, I believe, for 6 or 7 straight games now at this point, and they are on 1 day rest. So good little spot here.
Mm-hmm. I love it. You know what? Speaking of a good spot, we're going to jump right into our picks for the day. Micah, go ahead and start us off. You got 2 plays for us.
Yeah, we're going to start off with Wisconsin, the #1 defense in the nation. Great spot. They've won 5 in a row. Covered 4 of those games. Northwestern has lost 3 in a row, a couple of them. Big losses to Michigan, 33-7, to Minnesota, 41-14. This looks like a spot where, Wisconsin, they're like, geez, what happened our first 5 games? I mean, we should have won. We shouldn't have lost. They can beat Penn State now. They could probably beat Michigan now. Definitely could beat Notre Dame right now. They're playing like one of the top 10 teams in the country right now, maybe even better. So I think right now they're just going to keep going. The Pancakes offensive line are just opening up gaping holes. Northwestern's not going to be able to run on them. So it could be like a score like last week, 52-3. That's what I'm kind of banking on. It's one of those games I just looked at and said, give me the biggest blowout of the week. What can happen? This could happen. Definitely Wisconsin blowout today, I think so. Then I'm going to go to the NBA and a game that Mike was talking about there. We're going to pick on the Minnesota Timberwolves. In fact, with the NBA so far, I just follow streaks. So right now I'm following the Suns. They're winning and covering. I'm following the Warriors. And right now the Clippers, they've got a 6-game win streak going. The Timberwolves are not desperate anymore because they just ended a 6-game losing streak, beating the Lakers. You mentioned the game's third game in the last 4, but the Clippers right now, the defense, everything, it's so smooth. Paul George in his own spot, he is the leader. He's got the team behind him, and everybody just chips in, and the bench is surprisingly doing well. The perimeter defense, 42% allowed shooting for other opponents. That's number 2 in the NBA. And the thing about the Timberwolves you can count on is you don't even have to guard them or defend them. They just take so many bad shots, especially the point guard, D'Angelo Russell. I like him, Buckeye kid, but he's, your point guard should not be shooting 19 times a game. And I can just rely on the same type of output for the Timberwolves. So I feel pretty good with the Clippers here. Got a little streak going and get the W.
I like it. Now, let's go down to Hugh J. Smooth. You got 3 plays for us on the board. What you got, buddy?
Yeah, so I have 2 sides, and I have a total today. So I'm going to go with Harvard plus 8.5. This is just a little bit too big. They're playing Iona. This is going to be just a little bit too close of ranked teams to get an 8.5 spread out of my model. So I have this one closer to like 4.5, 5 is what it should be. So seeing like a 3 to 4 point edge. So we're going to take Harvard there. I think they can hang in this game. Then we're going to go to Colorado. Colorado just needed overtime to win on a -12 line. So there's a little bit of value coming off of a game that they should have played a lot better in. So we're going to take them today -14.5. I make them all the way up to about 19 points today. So this is a pretty solid edge. And then I'm going to go with one total. I have NCAA versus Jacksonville going over 137.5. This really, I have it around 143, 144 points today. So again, a really nice edge on this play from the model. Again, NCAA just played UNC Greensboro in a big rivalry match, and that was a really low total game. It came in around 110 points, but I think they get back to business, and we see a little bit more trading buckets, and this one gets to around 140 or more, so grab it.
Beautiful. Anytime Jay Smooth says, look, these are the plays, these are the picks, go hit it, I'm all in. Now,
Buffalo's at home. Yes.
Yeah, see, yeah, you're right. Yeah. All right, M Squared, you are in our anchor position. Go ahead and bring us home, baby. What do you got?
All right. If you followed on Twitter, make sure you pull your bingo cards out early on this one because we do have a little bit of a weather report today. I'm looking at Michigan and Penn State, and there is going to be a little weather here. It's a little cooler, obviously, down in the low 40s, high 30s. We've got some rain, potential snowflakes if it gets cold enough, but we've got some wind. It's going to be kind of a nasty game weather-wise for these two teams. So I'm taking the under in the first quarter. It's under 10, and I'm also taking the under in the first half, under 24. We love to sweat these first quarter unders when coach is away. This is another situation where I want to pick on these two teams and their ability to punch the ball in the end zone. Both of these defenses are really, technically top 20 defenses. I make them like top 5 defenses, essentially. They both are very good at limiting opportunities in the red zone. I expect some field goals. I expect some missed field goals in these awful conditions for them. So this Michigan team, they've allowed just 16 red zone attempts. They haven't even allowed 10 touchdowns in the red zone this season. I just think this is a great spot to go under here. I think that Michigan, their path to the playoff is pretty clear, right? They have to win every single game. And they got the benefit of being ranked above Michigan State, who beat them in the rankings so far. All they have to do is take care of business. That should lead to a little more conservative game plan. They're one of the slowest teams in contention. I believe they ranked 95th in pace of play. It's just a great spot for the under here in this one.
Beautiful. I love somebody in the chat said, when coach is away, M Squared will play. Dude, I love it. These unders crush too. It's fantastic, man. All right, everybody.
You know what I love in the chat? I love the bingos. We got the bingos going from that card yesterday. Did we get a bingo?
We got to give a shout out to our guy, man. He created a bingo card with a live playable website linked to it where you could literally play early edge bingo. It's fantastic, man. Just a great job. So shout out there. If you go to the SportsLine Twitter account, you'll be able to see it. I believe that we retweeted.
Mike talked about the weather. I have my hat on backwards. There's
Mike
a couple spaces there.
Yeah, he's got the great backyard. That's another one.
Oh,
Mark,
there we go. There we go.
Dude, it's fantastic. It's awesome.
I love it.
All right, so everybody grab your paper, grab your pencil. Let's take a look at our recap for today. And as Coach said, it is Gloria, some squares on Michigan, Penn State, first quarter, under 10, first half, under 24. Michael Roberts, Wisconsin, minus 24, Clippers, minus 6.5. Jay Smooth, the machine here, Harvard plus 8.5, Colorado minus 14.5, and North Carolina A&T and Jacksonville over 137.5. Today on the AB3 plus 262, we're going to go Notre Dame money line. We're going to go Wake Forest money line. We're going to go Arizona State money line. So those are your three. Now, hold on, though, because on Saturdays, we always have just a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of a present, I guess, so to say, for everybody. Let's take a look at our picks from the college football Week 11 show that Mike and the boys are on every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Make sure to tune in. And I won't read through every pick on here, but I will leave it on the screen. And we've already started off 1-0. Our man Chip Patterson hit on the South Florida plus 23.5 last night. So you can see everything that the boys are on for today. And again, remember, every Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. So, boys, that's all the time that we have for today. And you know what? I'm not even going to go single box. I want everybody to look at you three and not me alone. You know what? Because we're going to hit some winners today as a team. We're going to do it. We're going to crush it. We're going to go into Sunday doing well. So, everybody, best of luck today. Let's hit some picks. Take them straight to the pay window. Thank you so much.
Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Early Edge.